Hello there. Thanks for joining me again on another scintillating edition of the show Q Sports on Ascent Television. My name is Jide Olaniran. It's great to be back. Once again, we've got so many interesting issues to look at as far as the show is concerned today. But today we will be looking at snooker, a bit of snooker and pool, yeah. But locally, for pool, we'll be looking at some local news and some interesting, we're having some interesting discussion around the local pool, Nigeria's pool, that is what I mean. And foreign-wise, we will stay with snooker. The snooker is big in Europe right now. Of course, why I'm saying that, I'm saying that because everywhere you turn to, it's all about the UK Championship. And that's what we'll be looking at briefly on the show. And also we've got the Bet Victor Scottish Open also. And that one will be in just a few days from now. But there's something interesting about the Bet Victor Scottish Open that I will be looking at with my guest. We'll be looking at this, a new twist to how things can pan out in sports these days. All right, that's just some of the things that we'll be looking at. Let me just go on a break so that we can serve you the news, and when I return, I will introduce my guest and we will set the ball rolling. Straight to the business of the day, and joining me to do it is no other person than Joachim Idada. Joe, it's another exciting time on the show. Thanks for joining me.
Yes, Jide, as usual, when it comes to issues relating to Q Sports, snooker, billiard, and pool, it's always exciting being here with you.
So let's start from the UK Championship. Joe, the snooker. The fact that some of the stories that are coming from the UK Championship have a bit of upsets here and there, and that's massive. The likes of John Higgins lost to a 24-year-old Chinese prodigy. That's quite remarkable of the Chinese guy to have gotten the best out of John Higgins and the UK Championship in York. And the fact that, as we are discussing right now, the likes of Mark Selby, Neil Robinson, Sean Murphy are all out of the UK Championship. That shows that it is not what a lot of people are expecting.
Yes, definitely it's not what many of us lovers of Q Sports snooker are really expecting. When such events take place, the bookmaker will always make the odds favor those big names. Mm-hmm. And for me, it's good for the sport. It's good for snooker that some of the big names, at least 7 out of the 12 big names, or the 12 top players in snooker, are already out of the UK Championship.
Yes. All around.
And you know, it's a big event. The UK Open is a big event. Mm. The prize money is mouth-watering. 1,009,000. Yes, 1,009,000 pounds. And the winner walks away with 200,000 pounds. So no one will tell me that it's a small event. And we in Africa, we are not looking for events of 200,000 as prize. Even the whole prize money, if we can have an event that the whole prize money is going to be 10,000 pounds. For us, we'll call it a super
we don't want to sound beggarly. We know we will get there. And it's just about value really, because it took Europe, it took them some time to get to where they are really, but we need to crawl before we walk. So if you show me where the events are with time, in monetary value, I know that by the time, like I said, by the time there are a lot of tours on the continent, maybe starting from maybe some region out of the continent, maybe the Western region, West Africa, for example, if you have about 2-3 tours, then from there, we already know that the game is getting big, especially snooker is big in North Africa. They can create their own tour. The West will create their tour. But that, by the time
I think the African Billiard and Snooker Federation should be considering that. That's creating regional tours. Because right now, the effort is creating an African-wide event. One, we do not have the benefit of things because of visa restrictions and all of that you have in Europe. You have Shanghai visa. Once you have Shanghai visa, you can move around almost all the countries of Europe and all around. But in Africa, it's not like that. So you find a situation that if you want to go to Egypt to go and play, if you want to go to Morocco to go and play, or if you want to go to Algeria to go and play, if you want to go to South Africa or Kenya to go and play, it's so cumbersome getting a visa to go to this country.
Apart from that, then direct flight is another.
And even direct flight, even the logistics, the whole gamut of logistics is a big problem.
There is a particular issue recently about a team that wanted to play in Tanzania. They had to go to Qatar before.
They had to go to Qatar, yes, before they can get to Qatar. So you can imagine that kind of a thing. So what I think the African Billiard and Snooker Federation should do is that we should create regional tours. So like now, we know snooker is big in North Africa. So North Africa can lead. So a tour that will cover Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco, and Egypt. A tour for that region where the players there can tour each of the country. They can move easily around that area. And that will be good. Then you now have the West African tour. Then you now have the East African tour. Then you can have the South African tour. So you will now have about 4 tours in Africa. And maybe at the end of maybe once a year or twice a year, then you can now have the biggest players in these 4 conferences or tours, if we want to call them, can meet to play. And that is just one way of growing snooker here in Africa.
It's very instructive. I think from what you just said, I remember the last time we had a conversation with El Kama Mohammed. That's the president of the
African Billiard and Snooker Federation.
He said something emphatically. I think he mentioned the fact that there need to be regional blocks because he also actually he saw reason the fact that the stringent ways or some of these restrictions of movement, some of those things that restricts movement on the continent and all that. It's
just like West Africa. Now in West Africa, it's easy for us in West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, that's also Anglophone countries in West Africa. Gambia, Nigeria, Ghana, Liberia,
Sierra Leone.
Those are even Francophones. Because snooker is actually played more amongst the English-speaking nations. So even in West Africa, if Ghana, Nigeria, Gambia, Sierra Leone, and Liberia, if we can come together and lead the push in West Africa. So it's not how many hours is it to take a bus, if you say you want to take a bus, from Lagos to Ghana to go and play an event. And you know that we don't really have the issue of restriction of movement by virtue of the ECOWAS protocol. Okay. It's easy for for all of us in West Africa to move around easily. And that is about if I say I want to go to Morocco or I want to go to Egypt, or I want to go to Algeria, I have to now go to the embassies there, make sure I get a visa and all of that. So sometimes some of these things are some of the impediments that affect the growth of some of these sports in Africa.
All right, we just, in case you just, okay, this is still Q Sports. Yep, we're on Ascent Television, and we're looking at the UK Championship in York. Anyway, it will be on for some days right now. The Zhao Xintong, that's the Chinese guy who actually defeated John Higgins, who has moved with Rooney O'Sullivan. They are both in the last 16 round for the UK Championship now. And let's leave the UK Championship, Joe. Let's go. While as the UK Championship is ending, it's my pleasure to announce to you that we are going to have the Bet Victor Scottish Open 2, which starts on the 6th of December. That is likely going to be almost at the same time the Mosconi Cup will be holding to.
Yes.
That's for pool. This is for the Scottish Open is for snooker. The organizers are tinkering with the idea that just listen to this. There is no broadcast partner for now, and they've decided to work with Facebook on this one. So if you're going to be watching the Scottish Open, you will be watching it through Facebook Live. And the way they've been able to work the algorithm that with just £1.65, you can watch it through Facebook. We watch all the events via Facebook Live. I don't know how to make that happen.
Jide, the beauty of the announcement that the Scottish Open will be distributed via Facebook in the absence of a TV partner, for me is a reminder that some of the challenges we are facing here in Africa, where the media industry tend not to want to partner with organizers of these major events or for these major sports, it's also it's a reminder, it's a wake-up call that some of these major events, if they can use OTT to distribute their content on mobile, on Facebook, and other platforms, is something worth considering, even here for us. So it was good news, and I want to see how it will pan out. I believe that they are going to collect, I think it's £1 something.
Yeah, 1.65
pounds
yeah.
for how many? £1 something shillings.
Yeah,
for you to watch the event. On this, people like us are excited because here in Africa we do not have the pleasure of watching some of these big snooker events on our television stations because I do not know, under normal conditions, they said it is the station that promotes the sport. But here the station wants the people to show the interest before they can invest in promoting, invest in the sports.
I think there is a way, there's a point of divergence here in terms of what I feel, because I feel that we need to start, for example, Scottish Open, it's going to be featuring the big boys too. You know, you must have the events first before you can start talking about. If there is no event, for example, there will be nothing to broadcast on Facebook Live.
But Jide, remember last week we did discuss BT partnering with.
Yeah, it's most times I feel that most of this event, one of the things that most of these broadcast houses or broadcast media houses will also be battling with is that when you have enough, there are lots of these events. They have to get, and in terms of what the return on what they are giving into, they are also in business. We need to look at it from that angle. If there are many Q Sports events in Europe, whether you like it or not, there are many of them. So you have to choose. Some will have to settle. There are some that they are perpetually on BBC. BBC have locked it down.
Yes.
And it depends on which one that you want to choose. If BT just got their own piece of the pie by queuing into Ultimate now.
That's it.
Maybe they've seen the bigger picture. Of course.
So they
so gradually, it's because
it is
what
not
I'm saying
about
is that because
ambush
they are
marketing. No,
events.
it's not about ambush. Everybody wants to put their own. They want to contribute their own piece to make the pot richer. That is the question.
But I'm even saying
here in Africa,
for example, if you choose this as a case study, let's use Nigeria now. Where is the event that you want? You must be. If there are proliferation of events,
let us look at sponsorship follows the eyeballs. Who brings the eyeballs? It's media.
That's
sponsorship follows the eyeballs.
Now there are some.
Bring the eyeballs. Listen,
Bet Victor doesn't have.
Remember now. I wanted to mention something.
Okay.
In my last Facebook post, I did mention that while if you go to Europe, you will see most of the major betting companies, Bet Victor, Kazo, Bet 365, Betway, all of them, they are investing heavily as sponsors of different sporting events. And not only are they sponsoring different sporting events, they are also sponsoring the broadcast of those events. But you see, now the betting industry in Africa is growing. And it is growing at a rapid rate. But are the African betting industry, the betting industry in Nigeria, in Africa, are they ready to invest in the development of these sports so that creating those local events here will be content on their platform? No, they rather want to offer to the African continent European content.
Because that is what it is, the content that they use to drive their products.
Look, if the betting industry in the European nations, those we have mentioned on this program, if they likewise did not invest, because whether you like it or not, they are one of the biggest stakeholders in all these events we are talking about, because it is through their sponsorship that the organizers of this event can offer good prize money to some of these professional players we are talking about.
I feel that you must show. I feel that there must be events before we can talk about. There must be. You can't talk sponsorship, pari passu, maybe when you're just starting an event that people don't know what it is. Nobody wants to. It is even about life. Nobody wants to associate with what you don't know what the future is. But I just feel that gradually, even any sports on the continent, most of the sports generally on the continent are just trying to scale through. We are not having. There is no proliferation of those events. We need to even know, based on the face value. You need to know that Nigerians.
So for that reason,
keep asking.
So for that reason, the betting companies in Africa, they are not in Europe. Betting companies in Africa will now begin to offer Africans European content.
Until
there's
it
no
depends
excuse
on
for
that.
It is
left for
it's exploitative.
It is Africans too should stop patronizing them.
Yes, Jide,
they should stop patronizing them. It's just
let us be factual about, frank about it. It is exploitative. The betting companies in Africa should invest in the development of African content, African events, so that they can also offer African content to Europeans as a betting option.
I think that is what's it called? That is a point to ponder on those who are a betting company in some the continent, or maybe in Nigeria, because we are based in Nigeria, if this is a challenge, that's a point to ponder, and also a challenge to betting companies in Nigeria, that are you investing enough in if you have anything, you might be watching us and maybe you work there, or you own a betting company, and if you think you've done enough, maybe you can list it or you can send it to us via feedback on the show. Tell us what you have invested. Let's see if you, and of course, and you can even tell us why you invest or why you put your money on some of the sports you are sponsoring right now. And but the reason is that we just feel that right now, my opinion differs from Joe. I feel that, for example, if we were to reduce it to Q Sports, where are the Q Sports? If I'm going to put my money, if I don't see one, I won't ask you to go and bring one for me. And I don't think it works that way globally. You won't tell some people to go develop sports so that go and bring sports so that I can invest. I feel that I must see before I do. That's my opinion anyway. But that's good. Let's move on. Before we move to, we come home to look at what is happening at home in Q Sports, what the SPPA is doing again. On the last note, and very funny indeed, Mark Williams falls asleep during Anthony Hamilton's defeat at the UK Championship. How would you be sleeping on duty? Is it that he said
the pressure.
He had to when
at some point he was exhausted. That's the truth. You know, quite a number. Let me tell you.
That's why that brings us. It's because they're like, we were saying about this tour can take a toll on some of those players.
Yes.
I understand. They have enough. There is a proliferation. So everybody is lost for choice. You're spoiled for choice.
When some people see pool players or snooker players or billiard players play, they always believe that this is a lazy man sport. This is a very lazy man sport. It's not exciting. You don't really sweat. You don't really.
But how would a precision sports be lazy man sport?
I don't know.
It's just the same. Why?
The
precision
pressure,
that when you begin to aim.
Yes. They don't understand the mental pressure playing these sports. The mental pressure is not just physical. The mental pressure that the players face whenever they are playing is you can't measure it. And if you are not fit, I can promise you will sleep on duty. You will sleep on duty.
It's quite.
You will sleep on duty.
I really pity Mark Williams, really, because a lot of people. In fact, his pictures were splashed all over.
It was just splashed everywhere.
Sleeping down. I really pity him, but that's it. It's good for those who managing the sport and for the players too. I know that their health is very important too, but that shows that you were thinking round the clock when you move from one event to the other.
Before you move around, there's a lot of planning. You and your coaching team, you and your management team, you are looking at the possibilities, the opportunities available, your potential opponents, you are reviewing their past matches, you are looking at their style and everything. You are trying to prepare yourself, not only physically, you are preparing yourself emotionally. There's so much that comes into play when you are preparing to go for an event, and not only when you are preparing to go for an event, during the event itself. So if you've not done your homework, you will go sit down and some people, their playing style is very, very slow. And because their playing style is very, very slow, they deliberately bore you with playing. The way they play so sluggishly, and they just keep on hitting the ball without trying to pot it, just making it very, very difficult for you to play. And at the end of the day, you just get exhausted.
Anyway, we want to wish Mark Williams all the best, really. He's won it 3 times in the past, but he needs to, once in a while it happens like that. And when you are in the news at a championship or a tournament is it the wrong reason? You ought to be in the news for winning the championship. Why are you in the news for sleeping on duty? Anyway, that's it. We go on a break now. When we return, we'll be looking at what the SPA is on, what they're up to now, what is happening to the SPPA rather.